Arnids in there? I don't know if it makes sense. They're probably Arnids as well.
Oh, yeah.
Reject Raid Shadow Legends. Embrace Arnott's biscuits.
Hey, look, if Raid Shadow Legends comes up, it's like, listen, I'm like, look, give me the money.
Just give us the money.
Give us the money. We'll do it. We'll do it.
Yeah, here comes a new microphone.
Sweet.
It's actually Paradise Biscuits that does gem.
Oh, see, there's plenty of biscuits out there, guys. So
We could be looking for some
Arnods,
exposure.
Arnods, don't sleep on that one. But considering we don't have Arnods this week, we can't demand a sponsorship. But so we should instead maybe start playing some D&D.
We should do that.
That's fair. Let's go.
That's fair. Do we remember what happened last week?
That's on a need-to-know basis.
It's true. But you guys all need
I
to know.
feel like for about 3/4 of the party, we followed around Wodun's investigation. That turned out to be uneventful, but that's okay because we had Shanks.
Did it turn out to be uneventful, though?
Well,
I'd argue it was very
as you
eventful.
know.
For us,
Yeah.
yes.
For
For Wodun,
75% of the party, it was.
It was very eventful for some people. So yes, you'd finally made your way into Carnelian after a pretty arduous journey to get here, and spoken with the speaker of the town. Was I keep wanting to say Torvis, but I think it's Trovis.
Trovis?
A former adventurous silver dragonborn who has retired and runs for speaker on the platform of I used to beat up trolls.
Yeah. You know what? It's a pretty effective
It's
platform.
a pretty effective platform.
Anyway, he was epically drunk, looking for, on the case of some missing lantern from the local inn.
A magic lantern.
Magic lantern. So he caught the Uber ride into town, actually
Right
away
past
from his
his
house. Right past his own house.
You weren't done yet.
He's going out for some hair of the dog and he's back out again.
Me.
And you all sort of listened to his story and thought, maybe there's something up in here. You then went to, I think it was the sisters that run,
place.
Yep, that run the Northern Light, not a tavern, but an inn in Carnelian. And they told you the story that there's been a lot of stuff gone missing from the town, and in particular their magic lantern from the front of the inn that gives it its sort of distinctive charm. Some accusations that some dwarves were potentially being the culprits because they are at the nearby Kelvin's Cairn, and they encamp nearby there, have been thrown around by one of the sisters, but not everyone's convinced.
Sounds pretty racist to me.
It did, yeah.
It is pretty presumptuous,
She
for
got
sure.
some problems.
Probably just doesn't like dwarves.
Yeah.
Which is her problem.
So Wodun rejecting Shanks, very unusually,
Shanks.
had been led out the back to see where they suspect there was some maybe some
funny
evidence
business
around that could lead you guys into the right direction. He didn't quite find what he was looking for initially, instead following a sound that led him further away and had an encounter with a mysterious stranger that gave him an odd request or command. Later coming back, you found that you could actually find some footsteps leading away from the inn that looked like they were relatively fresh. And so, we left it there. What would you guys like to do?
So, are we back at the tavern now?
You are, yes.
Speaking of fresh, are you guys enjoying that meat we just dropped off? Did we drop it off?
No.
I haven't dropped it off.
We haven't
yet.
dropped it off.
This is the inn, not the tavern. I assume we were taking it to the tavern.
Yes, and then we pay beef cliff and sausages.
Do we?
Dogcliff.
Dogcliff.
Dog cliff even.
Do we? Did we
feed the
not
hammer.
Did we not find some footprints?
We did, yeah.
Yeah, that was the last thing that happened.
It was a hot lead.
You found some footprints leading away.
Probably follow the footprints before they disappear.
Let's do it.
Yes, so Sveta's not necessarily that wrong. The footsteps must be relatively fresh, but even so, they're a little bit sort of snow-blown, and you can only see sort of the faint indentations of where they were. So you start following them. This takes you out the back of the inn, and the middle of this town, if you take a look at your map, does anyone want the map?
I'd love a map.
Yeah, love a map.
A
Well,
physical
you guys have
map.
the
My
physical map
goodness.
that I gave you right near the start of this adventure. So, if you take a look at where the Northern Light is, the tracks are leading a little bit to the north of where you are, and you can see it sort of leads into a bit of a snowdrift not on any sort of beaten path, and the tracks have been a little bit partially filled, making them sort of appear like small depressions. You head about 50 feet away from the inn, and the tracks look like they've now been completely obscured.
Wait. Were the dogs at the inn?
Your
Our sled?
yes,
Can
yes,
I
they do.
untie Dogcliff and bring him with us?
So you want to go back to the inn and get Dogcliff?
Yeah. Sorry, I would have done that before we left. So
Okay, you wanted to do... Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, that's okay. That's okay. So you before you followed the tracks, you went and got Dogcliff.
as a tracker and a companion.
And a fine gent, as it
And
turned
a
out.
gent, yeah. Distinguished gentleman.
Yeah.
It's been more than 10 minutes. I still can't talk to him.
Or you could just spend 10 minutes to talk to him again, can't you?
I could while we're following these footsteps. I probably could.
Can you ritual cast while you're on the move?
I've ruled it before that you can if you're not doing
Because,
anything
I don't think it explicitly says
It
you
doesn't
can't.
say you can't. Yeah. I'm going to let you do that if you want it. So you've spent a bit of time. You've walked 50 feet out, and now the tracks are getting very obscured. So if you want to spend a bit of time, you could cast that, or you could talk to Dogcliff without any kind of speak with animal. I don't know.
Sveta, I've got this.
Okay.
Dogcliff, where are they? Go on. Where are they? Go on. Go find them.
So roll a survival check for Dogcliff, I suppose.
Survival for Dogcliff.
Yeah.
Just with my stats? Or?
No, roll
with-
with your stats. I've got stats here for Dogcliff. Tell me what you get.
9.
9. Yes.
Does Dogcliff have keen senses by any chance?
He does, so hearing and smell, but that doesn't translate to survival though.
Does it not?
It's only
He was
perception
sniffing out a
checks.
trail.
Only perception check. No, that's
Isn't it perception with scent? With dogs?
Not necessarily. Most of the time, it's survival.
Sometimes they got like
Wow.
specifically written. But
It does specifically for perception.
that's weird. Oh well.
That's okay. So what that amounts to though is that Dogcliff can't pick up a good scent right now. So you're sort of in this field to the north of where
I'll
you
transform into Dogcliff and show how it's done.
Oh my god.
Wait,
There's two of them.
Sorry. Yeah. Nothing in the field.
It's not that there's nothing in the field. The tracks start to become hard to follow.
To the point where we can no longer follow them?
Not well. If you spend, I've done that for Dogcliff's survival check. If you want to spend some time carefully looking, you could re-roll another survival check. It might take you about an hour to try and pick up the track.
Can I whip out my viol
Yeah.
and I was going to say for Sveta
not
because
Dogcliff.
you're the one with the good survival skill, but since I also have survival, give assistance as well.
Sure.
So what I'll let you do is you're trying to give bardic inspiration, is it, or
Yeah, bardic
another spell?
inspiration.
What I'll allow is that Sveta, if you would like to make a survival check to pick up the trail, I will allow you to roll with advantage because you've got Dogcliff to help you out. However, I will say that this does take you about an hour of searching if you find something. So you've sort of lost the trail and you're now sort of picking your way across, trying to pick it up again.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. 20.
20. Okay, that's good. That's good enough.
Okay, yeah, that's good. Don't forget you have the inspiring, but it sounds like that was good
Well,
enough.
how
to
much
do
is mine?
What's a D6 you can add, isn't it?
that. I believe it is a d6 at this level.
Yeah. So, but you don't have to use it right now. It might be useful a little bit later.
Ooh.
What you find is you're sort of very carefully picking your way in this northern, sort of snowfield, and eventually you sort of pick up the tail end of that trail again, and it leads you down a little bit to the very the edge of that field, then to the north. So where, if you're taking a look at the map that you've got in front of you, you're now sort of deeper into the snowfield to the north, and you see some larger depressions and what looks like a intermittent sort of flattened trail. It's kind of hard to decipher exactly.
An intermittent flattened trail. Might
Yeah.
that suggest that somebody's put on cross-country skis?
It's wider than that, but it's similar.
Okay.
A sled,
A
perhaps.
sled, maybe, even.
Or
Entirely possible.
toboggan.
But, yeah, what do you mean by intermittent? Sorry?
Yeah, like, so because the snow's... The only reason why I'm saying that is because the snow has blown over, some of
Oh.
the trail gets covered.
Partially,
So-
it's like partially obscured.
Yes, correct, yeah.
Gotcha.
Guys, I don't think we should be too hard on Dogcliff for not being able to find the trail. He's a warrior, he's not a tracker, I'm learning, and that's fine. That's fine. That's just who he is.
He's a good boy.
I mean, I'd argue that he helped
Stop
Svieta.
persecuting him.
He's the best boy.
What gave you that impression?
So you can see along the trail is like these sort of broader, flattened sort of sections, and they're sort of punctuated with larger depressions.
Do they look to be large footprints of a large creature?
They look to be a larger creature, yeah, than you've been following.
Giants.
Can Wodun inspect the tracks and try to ascertain their nature?
Another survival check could do that.
Right. Would
you
you
mean
accept a
Horacio?
flat
Do you know
intelligence?
Horatio?
Huh?
You called yourself Wodun.
Oh, did I?
I was like,
Not
oh,
just me.
I've got
It's
Wodun on the
wishful
mind.
thinking.
Sorry, everyone.
It does. I would specifically say it is a survival check in this case.
You got it.
If you'd like to make an intelligence check, it would be a lot harder, I would say.
Maybe Horatio's been taking notes.
It's more the deduction side of it, but yeah. Okay, so...
You could make an investigation check if you'd like.
Yeah, why not? That'll add another one. So 13.
13. The snow really has concealed this track, and any kind of real deep impressions that would give you an idea of what this is
we're just-
probably...
terrible trackers.
No.
I mean, we
Speak
found
for
this.
yourself.
We can at the very. It's still something for us to follow. We don't have to like.
That's true.
I can't make any sense of it. I'm not sure what these tracks mean.
We can just follow the tracks and find out who made them. They are still fresh enough to follow.
They are
Very
still
true.
fresh enough to follow at this stage, yeah.
Very true.
So you continue?
Yes.
We continue.
You now picking up this new track. This is a little bit easier to follow because they're a lot more obvious. So you're starting to go for a bit of a march now, and the tracks swing wide around the town, giving it a pretty wide berth, and you can see that it's leading you in the direction of Kelvin's Khan.
Towards where, sorry? Kelvin's.
Kelvin's Khan. It's a very large. It's basically a large standalone mountain.
Oh, okay.
To the, I think it's the northwest of here.
Isn't that where the dwarves live?
That's what I was going to ask. Yeah. Do we have any idea of how far away Kelvin's Khan is from here?
Walking like this, you think this would take you a few hours if you're going to get close to the Khan, at least.
What do we think? This could take a few hours. Are we ready for a fight?
I forgot to buy a blanket again. Oh, sheesh.
Should we
Svieta,
deliver? Should
can I
we
borrow your
deliver the
blanket?
mead first,
Yes,
and then
perhaps, yes.
and then we can take the dog sled to Kelvin's Khan?
Yes. I can't help but feel that there might be another lead in town as
Yeah,
well,
how far
rather
have we
than just
come
the tracks.
since the...
Well, you're probably a good couple hundred feet from town now.
Oh, so not that far.
Not that far, but Horatio, you talking about intelligence checks. Do you want to roll me a nature check?
You got it, baby.
Get it, nature boy.
Because, whoa, the tracks are getting fresher. Well, yeah. Here we go.
I don't understand.
Because they're less, as you put it, intermittent. Oh, you know, I promise I'll get double digits tonight. I swear. It'll happen. 10.
10. I think for this kind of thing, that's probably enough. Given how much it's already started to be obscured, you think the longer you wait, like the harder it will be to track. So you could return to town, but you may find that it's harder to track later.
Yes.
I think we should probably deliver the mead
I agree.
and
Even
get a blanket,
yeah,
but mostly the mead.
it's all or nothing with these tracks, and it's too much of a risk. We don't know what's at the end of it.
Is there any trees around?
Not here. It's almost like it's a long rolling snowfield for as far as you can see. The around the care where you are, there's not much in the way of. It's almost like a mountain by it stands alone in this sort of rolling sort of air, like not meadows, because it's all snow drifts and that kind of stuff. But there's no real sense of like a forest nearby.
That's okay. We know the tracks go to.
Yeah, that's what I was going to
The
ask.
mountain.
Are we confident that they do lead to the mountain?
It looks that way, but you'd have to follow them. Like it's pointing that to
It could
to be
veer
sure.
off away. But
Could, but yes.
Yeah, I was gonna like mark the spot, but if we're confident that like it's gonna go to the mountain, I'm gonna not.
I mean, if it doesn't, then
Yeah.
it's the only place we can come back to later. I think we'll just head for the mountain if we've got no other leads.
I mean, if it's not heading to the
Calvin's
mountain,
con.
then I don't particularly enjoy running off into the middle of like a snowdrift in uncharted parts of the map. So
There's certainly no defined trail out here that's taking you where you're wanting to go. So, like, there's no like.
Calvin's Con is like the only notable landmark this far north.
Not necessarily. Oh, there's further things further north, for sure. It's not the most notable thing. Like,
Well, yeah, I mean, you got Santa. He's up there.
technically, there's the Sea of Moving Ice. There's a glacier out here that's quite famous. The Lonely Wood is not far away from here, and there's a Dwarven Valley that's been told about near the Calvin's Con as well.
Dwarven Valley. Is it where they frolic naked?
I mean, they're dwarves after all.
I have a request.
They're not
Once
naked
we're
as long
done.
as they have their beards.
So, you guys want to head
Except
back
the young
to town
ones
at this
haven't grown in
stage?
yet.
Beg your pardon?
Yes.
You guys want to head back to town at this stage?
Hey, sisters, we're back again.
Oh,
You
hey.
will go back to town. We teleport.
So you
there.
head back to the northern light, which, as I said, it's only a few hundred feet away. It takes you a bit of time. It's obviously, it's hard work moving through the snow, even though doesn't bury you too deep. It's still a bit of tough work.
Oh, sisters, I don't suppose you have a spare blanket that I can pinch for a few days?
Just imagine walking into a hotel. It's like, I just want to borrow a blanket for a few days outside of your establishment.
She offered us free rooms and whatever.
If you solved the
Yeah,
mystery.
we're on our way. We're doing it.
It's a down
Getting
payment.
there.
Yeah, that's right. It's a deposit.
Oh, I don't.
I may also flex my
Biceps?
biceps
Nice.
and
Your
my
triceps?
my triceps, yes, and my other ceps. My background is what I was getting to.
Right.
I found it on my page.
Back
Rustic
sets.
hospitality,
Mm-hmm.
where I can find a place to hide, rest, or recuperate among other commoners unless you have shown yourself to be a danger to them. They will shield you from the law or anyone else searching for you. So it's kind of like I feel like a blanket would fit in there somewhere.
That's not exactly what
Shield
it says.
me with a blanket.
That's not exactly what
Yeah.
it says. But
Shield
what
me from the
So
cold.
you're talking to Ali then. She's like, "Oh dear, you're
She's
after."
the nice one. The
She's
not
the nice
racist
one.
one.
And she says, "Oh, I don't know if I can give away the property for a number of days."
Oh, I understand. Oh, and I squeeze my pecs together as I'm saying that. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm just so cold and tired.
So make me a persuasion check. I would imagine at this stage.
Sorry, I'm just so cold and tired.
So cold and
Tired. Warm place to stay. Tense my neck as well, because that is a 17.
Ooh.
18.
He's pretty ribbed.
I'm pretty ripped.
So I got these
Doing Pilates
these
lately.
new dice from my lovely wife that ordered them from the Roll with Advantage.
Yep.
So the dice that I got previously have been sort of killers to these players. Let's see how this one rolls. I'm sorry, I really can't just give out our property that and not knowing that it'll ever come back. We have such harsh winters, not that I think that you would run off with it, but there's not often that we can replenish our stocks.
Alright, out of character,
Yeah.
these dice just outrolled Wodun's pecs, and we're about to head into the wilderness. Should we do this next episode?
Or consider this, right? Or we can just ban Callan from rolling dice.
I will say that was a natural 18 on the die. So,
Wow.
nope. I'm keeping these ones as
No,
well.
there's a returns policy. And I'm enforcing it, damn it.
Roll with advantage. You've given me 2 grand dice. Thank you very much.
I'm not buying you anything else. ever again.
Oh, wow.
Not even cereal. Like, get out
Damn.
of here.
Not even cereal. Wow.
It's a big deal.
Not even.
What about for my birthday?
What? Fuck your
Are
birthday.
you like Charlie Bucket from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? You get a box of cereal one day a
Listen,
year.
one day a year, Jen just buys me a box of dice, and I'm happy.
It wasn't even for your birthday.
I know, that's why it was weird. So she doesn't look like she's going to give up a blanket that easily. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Perhaps we should just buy you a blanket.
Yeah, surely someone in town is selling one.
Yeah,
Yes.
look, I'm sure there is, but I was trying to get a free blanket.
That's fair.
I'll never say no to a free blanket.
Understandable.
Everybody knows that about me.
Looks like the proprietor is just not going to lend you her property for a few days at this stage.
What the bitch?
Damn.
Did you say that to her?
Ooh, cutting words.
No, I probably shouldn't. I don't want it to be hostile to us.
What do you guys want to do?
Shopping.
Yeah.
Shopping trip.
We should probably take the dogs to the inn
Oh,
and
yeah.
deliver the meat.
You are
Sorry,
at the
I'm
inn.
with Wodun on priorities, apparently.
The bar. The tavern?
The hook, line, and sinker?
The pub. I thought we were the hook, line, and sinker. Wait, is the hook, line, and sinker the.
You're at the Northern Light.
The pub.
Oh,
inn-
okay. The hook, line, and sinker is the tavern.
Ah, yes.
The
The,
destination.
the pub, inn, and tavern. Yes. Let's go.
Not a brewery, though.
So
Oh.
you're just going to... I'm going to say you can leave the dogs here. It's not too hard with some big muscular men to take on the last couple of...
Big muscular
kegs.
men with average of 9 strength.
Listen, we're not going to talk about that, but...
And
just
the
watch.
distinct gentleman keeping them in line.
So, I'm going to sort of hand wave. You guys can take the mead out that way without any of the dogs. Between the four of you, you can carry them.
Well, we only got 2 left. We gave
Yeah,
the
half
rest
of your
away.
delivery is has been already been taken to Cardinival, but you've got a couple of kegs and you head towards the hook, line, and sinker. This looks like already you can see from the outside. It looks more busy than any of the taverns. Well, you've only really been past the one in Cardinival, and the mead hall's not really officially a tavern.
It's very underwhelming.
This one certainly looks a lot busier. You can already hear just people from inside.
Would you say it's bustling?
I'd say it's a little bit bustling, yeah.
It's bustling. This place is positively bustling.
Guys, we're going to be heroes. We're going to walk in with 2 massive kegs. Everyone's going to love us. It's going to be so good.
I've
I'm
never been
pumped.
loved like that before.
It'll be like my
That
frat
took an
days.
unexpectedly sad turn.
Who goes in?
University of Luskin.
Who's carrying the kegs and who's walking in? Like what?
I've definitely got one on my shoulder.
I figured.
Carnelian
He-
is,
yeah, Gordon
as
does
usual, right behind.
Okay,
I
Carnelian's in
can
the back.
carry the other one.
All right.
Well, you and me on the outlay.
Yeah, I just.
And there was a, hey, what's up? One on
Okay,
the
so
shoulder.
who's going in first? Woden? Okay.
Woden.
Kicks
So,
in the door. Hey!
so as you kick in the door, it easily swings open, and you can see a very busy tavern in front of you indeed. There are a number of people at almost packed tables. All of them are clinking tankards, and as you walk in and say, hey, a few of them start doing this, oh yeah! And as you walk in, looks to be a half-elf turns to you, who's standing near the door, and he just hands you a drink.
Oh, my brother.
Hey, you ready for the hook?
Oh, I'm ready. What do I do?
Hand you a
Just skull
tankard.
it?
If you like, it's up to you.
I'll skull it.
You scull it down, and it's a pretty average, ale. You frothy ale, put it down. It's like
Oh, that was fine.
excellent.
That was okay. It was pretty good, I guess.
Looks like the hook's already taking effect. You got some friends there?
Yes, we're new in town, and we're looking for a good time. Oh, nothing sus, though. I didn't mean it like in sus way.
Perfect. Get them all in here. So you all start filing
Yep.
in,
Wait,
and
wait.
as soon as you guys walk in, he just hands you a drink.
Oh, but we got the,
Does he
the
hand
barrel.
I have no hands.
The barrel.
Hands.
Put it on top of the barrel.
Put it on the barrel. Give me a straw.
You set down the barrel, and he thrusts these tankards in you. Oh, looks like you've got a delivery. You folks out a good mead.
Yes.
Excellent. Well, always good to have a bit of a competitor to the ale. Drink up, drink up.
Can I sniff the ale?
Yeah, go for it.
Is one-handed to Carnelian? Does he like hand
So
it
you're gonna do a
down?
medicine check?
He sees that you're hiding at the back.
I was
Even one
fishing
for
for
little
it.
ones. Hands one down to
Fishing
you.
for a medicine check.
The check of a sniff, would that be medicine?
Medicine sniff.
Well, what are you trying to do?
I'm trying to tap into my knowledge of alchemy and chemicals.
So, I mean, that would be, do you have alchemist tools as a proficiency or anything like that?
No, but I am an apothecary's graduate.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of the appropriate skill. I mean, I would let you do nature, arcana if you're doing things for like an alchemy, from an alchemy perspective. Nature if you're just sort of trying to have a good sniff and see what it is. Or
Making sure it's not
history.
roofied.
History
Like
is also
a-
not a bad one.
Herbalism kit.
Yeah.
Or even a
Herbs.
brewer's kit.
Yeah, brewer's kit would be perfect here.
Even with those, like for instance, if I utilised a brewer's kit skill, wouldn't I have to use the kit in some?
Usually, yeah, but I'd probably just say that you could use that as your skill if you wanted to. But in this
I'm
case,
just going to go straight nature.
nature or history or arcana, just it depends on the different things you're trying to tell.
History. Have I smelt this before?
Yeah, okay.
Oh, there's another single digit, ladies and gentlemen. Man, with my bonus takes it to 10.
Smells like a pretty standard ale as far as you're concerned. Doesn't seem special.
What do you guys think of the ale? How was the ale, Wodun?
Oh, it was good. It was good. Probably the best ale I've had all day.
What did he say? The hook?
The hook.
The hook.
Is there a line and a sinker coming next?
And then, like, the elf sort of bends down. It's like, hook's the first one. It's always free. Line's going to be the one you buy, but that's usually what happens. And he's like, claps. And it's like, get in here. And he leads you away towards the bar.
It's a marketing thing.
Oh, the sinker's the roofie.
clever.
Yeah.
Well, you're. Does he seem truthful? I know I'm being super sus, but I just want a
Insight
quick,
check.
quick roll. Yeah,
Insight
sorry.
check, yeah.
Sorry here, friends.
No.
While he's rolling, I'll go over and I'll slam the keg down on the bar.
Perfect.
And how many people are around
Very
me?
excited.
There's
How
a
many
good-
people are in this room?
After watching you sort
Oh
of down
my God!
after watching you down an ale and you've brought in this keg, there's a
Very
good crowd of maybe 10 people surrounding you at this point, and they're all sort of giving various cheers of their half-filled tankards and ales.
So I'll add that to the list. I rolled a 3 on the die for an 8.
Yeah, I mean, look, it looks like it. I think you've probably deduced quite a lot of it. It looks like some sort of
I
marketing
think
tactic.
the dice want me to drink this fucking ale. I'm going to drink the fucking ale.
You drink the ale.
Oh god, the barrel.
I'd like you to
We
roll,
already put it down, right?
Did we?
Yeah.
Roll
Yeah,
a
Callan, I think we
roll the
did,
Constitution saving throw. No,
for deliciousness.
yeah.
no.
Another 2.
So you down the ale. Do you scull it like Wodun did, or just
I not in one hit, but I'll maybe put away half of it.
yeah? So you take a big long sip, and it tastes like a pretty standard ale.
Some smooth sipping.
Carnelian, not weighed down by a barrel, will get to.
Yeah.
Two-handed.
2 hands on the
And Sveta,
thing.
I'll scull it as
The
well.
pint.
Sveta skulls as well. Like a few people around, like watching, like oh yeah.
No, I just feel bad.
Round of
I can
drinks
do it
for my
too,
closest
and then
friends.
I drink
Oh!
the other half.
Looks like we got the line, everybody, and everyone starts cheering.
I'm so
Not
glad
too
you
loud,
didn't
not
hear
too
that.
loud. I'm not very rich. just these people immediately here.
The whole tavern. No, so everyone starts cheering. It looks like everyone's having generally a pretty good time. You manage to finagle the last mead barrel up to the bar, and he sort of takes them down, and he's like, "Well, good to have a mead delivery, as I said. Bit of variety never hurt anyone, of course. You know what? I don't normally do this, but the line's on the house since you bought the delivery through."
Hey!
And then like people are like, can I get in the line for free? No, only the delivery drivers. Come on, guys.
Excellent. Excellent.
Right, so I assume we've got some
Jolly
official
good.
paperwork that I've got to sign for Goodmead, and we'll have all the funds transferred in the normal way.
Oh, geez, who bought the paperwork?
Papers?
You guys did get some form of writ.
We got something from Olivessa.
Yep.
Doesn't the speaker need to sign this? We just brought the barrels here because, you know,
Look,
he's...
listen. Trovis is in here all the time. I'll get him to sign it. No, don't you worry about it. I think I saw him go into the Northern Light. It
Can
means he'll
I,
be here in
like-
about an hour or so.
Insight check that to see if he's gonna, like... He's not gonna pull a fast one on
Yeah,
us
go
with these
for it.
papers.
Inside check.
That is cocked.
You're an honest man, and I appreciate that.
That is a... 13.
As far as you can tell, he doesn't look like he's going to try and skimp out on the bargain. You would think that that's a pretty dangerous game to play with one of your suppliers as well. So, I mean, as far as you can tell, you don't think that he's going to gonna shift you guys, shaft you guys.
Hey, Carnelian, you're eyeing him very intently. What are you thinking? Does he seem legit?
He seems... Yeah, he seems legit.
And at this point, both Svieta and Wodun have their the line is put down in front of you. Whereas the other two, you guys are also still drinking.
Still nursing the first.
Still nursing the hook.
How much for the line?
As I said, you guys are delivery drivers. I'll give you the line for free, but the single you'll have to pay.
Free line off the bar, Smetter.
That
That hook hit me hard. 1, 2, 3.
Alright, both of you roll me Constitution saving throws.
Oh, alright.
When you said line off the bar, I was thinking of something much more
That's
sick.
what I was thinking. That's what I was going for.
Oh shit! Okay, gotcha.
What are we rolling?
Constitution saving throws, yeah.
12.
9?
Oh, she fucked up.
So, Wodun's fine. He sort of just takes it down, so it
belch.
feels like good old days. But I would say that Sveta's probably feeling a little bit of it already. She failed that saving throw of a DC 10, I was going to say.
It's her first ale.
It's the first one, but she drank it pretty fast, and she's...
Yeah. I'm
only
only
had
used
a-
to mead.
She sculled like 2 ales in a minute. Give her a break.
Understand.
Leopards can't handle their drinks, apparently.
But it's only a little bit. So I'm just going to say you're going to get some, for a little while you get advantage on your persuasion and charisma based checks, but you'll have a bit of a disadvantage on some very fine motor skill sort of like acrobatics checks if you decide to do them.
A bit of a disadvantage?
A little bit of a disadvantage.
Just a little bit.
I'm probably not very good at those.
Just a little sneaky little disadvantage.
But it's probably only going to last for about an hour or so while you haven't drunk too much. You're just sort of feeling the effect real suddenly.
Another!
I can't help but feel some peer pressure here, Carnelian.
That means it's time for the sinker.
And I'll finish my mead as well. My hook.
Carnelian will...
It's ale, not mead as well.
My hook. Did I say mead?
You said mead, yeah.
Oh, my
Carnelian
ale.
will take his time despite the peer pressure. He is a small...
Lame.
I admire
It's
your...
like double.
Carnelian's mouth only takes so much mead at a time.
So small.
Ale, it's not even mead.
That's true. But it's also true for mead.
Yeah, it's like double for Carnelian. So you finish the rest of it, and he pops out the second one that he promised for free.
Thank you. This is pretty good.
Horatio, you're a good time. Coming around, I like you a lot. You are always open to adventures and beers.
Well, thank you, Wodun. I never sort of did this sort of thing in the past, you know. I lived a very devoted life to my work and never really, envisaged the concept of a good time. So I suppose you could say I'm trying to take a leaf out of your book,
Also, it wasn't one of those temples that brew their own mead kind of thing. Or...
what's the equivalent, Dean? The equivalent of a Trappist
I'm
monastery?
pretty sure it's the same.
Okay.
Wasn't
Those
Trappist-
Trappist...
Travis Monastery?
Pretty sure like harvest, like Lathandra's a harvest deity.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure they brew
So
beer.
brewing monks are a thing.
Brewing monks.
Yeah, I don't think it's a far stretch to say that, especially some of the deities are far more into that kind of stuff, and that doesn't mean that certain deities will just say no. But I think the community would still have that kind of thing.
Killenvor doesn't like a mead, apparently.
For sure.
Well, not so far at least. I mean, not that I've seen. I almost forgot what ale tastes like. This is pretty good. I'd probably put it about probably about a 3.5%. Maybe a session. But I'm enjoying it.
Good to hear. Oh man, I was drinking ales and meads for most of my teen years in Luskin. Luskin frat houses, wild times.
I was the kind of student who spent a lot of time outside of those things and in books. Do I regret it? I don't know. Maybe I do.
Well,
But
you're
this is fun.
out and about now. Cheers!
Cheers.
Skull another one.
And I skull mine in one go.
Alright, so that's the line. Now, roll me that Constitution save for...
Come on, double dig. That's a 4. Jesus.
Well, like Sveta, same
I'm giving
thing as
Andrew a
Sveta.
run for his money.
Yeah.
Same thing as Sveta, you're just sort of a little bit... You're going to have maybe a little bit of advantage in your charisma saving throws, disadvantage in your dexterity ones, but it'll probably only last for a little bit, unless you keep drinking.
Oh, well, that's pretty good.
Are you okay?
Yes, I think.
Do you want me to get a salve out of your pocket?
Oh, no.
Wait,
No.
Lieutenant, it's us again. I've got to keep my mouth shut.
No, I'm going to save those.
Is that a salve in your pocket? You're just happy to see me.
Allow me.
Oh, no, I forgot to put the lid on. It's everywhere.
So, the barman, if you are asked for then another one, he's going to tell you that this one's going to cost you 2 silver.
Is this still the line?
This is no, you just had the line, so this is the
So
sinker.
it's one of each.
Yeah, so it's
Okay.
a hook, line, and sinker.
So what was the line? Is it
I
just
think
another
I
ale?
think I had my line with
No.
Sveta, so I would
Yeah.
have
It's
had.
not like
This is your
it's not
sinker,
like
yeah.
a literal
You'd have had to
thing,
have paid
it's
for
a,
this
it's a
one.
marketing
Okay.
ploy.
Yeah.
They call.
He's just referring to 3 ales.
Yeah, he's just referring to 3 ales, and the idea is that, like, by naming them in like in a succinct manner like that, you're more likely to buy 3 instead of just 1.
Yeah, I got that much.
Well,
I just
like-
thought they might be different.
And the bartender sort of leans down and is like, hey, you getting it? Usually, though, the real sinker comes at the end of the night. Anyway, what can I do you for? Look, I'm sorry, I didn't introduce myself. And he sort of
You're not gonna extrapolate on what you mean by the real sinker.
usually when the people get drunk under the bar.
Did he wink
Doesn't
when he
matter.
said it?
Good sir, I demand that you explain yourself. What do you mean by that? I'm
Oh,
sorry, I
usually
didn't mean to be
last-
so
usually
aggressive. It's
last
just
call.
this ale, I'm sorry.
Usually last call tends to turn into a small drinking competition at the end of the night, but we're not quite there yet, I don't think. Anyway, look, I'm been terribly rude. I'm sorry. My name's you can call me Glenn.
Glenn,
I run the hook, line, and sinker, as you can see.
it's a pleasure, Glenn. I'm Horacio. Horatio.
Well, looks like you can deal with a sinker as well, as far as I can tell.
Is that a euphemism?
Don't think so.
I mean, technically it is. It's just
2
not
silver.
a...
2
Just
silver
not a
for one
sexual
more.
one.
You would have had to have already paid Wodun. if you
Yeah,
wanted that
I've
one.
taken it.
What about you, young lady?
I asked for my sinker and I got ignored.
I apologize. I didn't see you there, so let me give you this
My
one.
good man, this sinker's on me.
Okay.
Oh,
Ooh.
you
Okay.
don't have to
No,
do
too
that. You
slow.
said you were strapped for cash.
Well, I get encouraged, you know, I get carried away
Or you
sometimes.
can just keep my blanket.
Oh,
Is payment back?
wait a minute, I have an idea. Glenn,
Yes.
if I can scull 2 more of these sinkers, will you give me a blanket?
I'm waiting for it.
First question, nope. Do you have a blanket? Oh man, these are starting to hit me.
Let's get this over with before I die.
He looks at you and is like, "Listen, I can't take money from a man that's already had a few, but I don't have a blanket to give you, unfortunately."
What? Oh. I'll find a blanket. I'll find it, don't you worry.
All right.
You know you've made drink.
You sure can. He's given you your sinker as well.
It's completely downed.
All right. Well,
Carnelian will still nursing the second one. Just
oh, you've got the first one, aren't you?
no.
Boom.
Oh, yeah, they'll finish up the first one, grab the second one, and then
Yeah.
also just like
Slowly. Are you downing it?
No, but he'll do it slowly.
Okay, slowly. All right. I won't make you make it.
He's not going to drown himself.
All right. I'll keep off the Constitution save because you weren't sculling it.
I did get a 21 on my con.
Whoa.
Hey. Well, you're not getting
Yeah, she's found
further.
her groove, I
Here we
think.
go.
That's incredible, Svieta. I'll do the same.
Do it.
I'm gonna roll. Here we
would
go.
happen to have heard about the recent slew of
Better.
theft.
Left. Oh yeah, and he sort of gets a little bit of a. He's been very jovial up until now, like always smiling, greeting people, sort of a true salesman. But his face sort of like approaches maybe a little bit more of a serious tone. It's like, well, yeah, there's been a couple around town actually in the last week or so. I lost 2 goats recently, unfortunately.
Maybe it was Carnelian that did it.
That's a good one, Svieta.
Well, was it?
Classic.
What am I gonna do with 2 goats?
Ride them both at the same
That's
time.
a lot of shanks.
He did.
We
he
just
was
got into town
suspiciously
today. I couldn't.
But yeah, now that you mention it, I had a couple goats go missing a couple nights ago.
Do not throw the kobold under the bus.
I don't have Teddy anymore.
But,
It wasn't him, I was just...
I was just.
well, don't be surprised. It looks like you
I
came
make
into
it
town
big
somewhat
jest.
recently. But, yeah, I think Trovis is on some sort of hunt for the culprits. I don't know how far he's gotten, though.
A hunt. He didn't seem to be hunting when he... Oh, actually, you know what? When he jumped out of that snowdrift, I don't know if you'd call that hunting, but he was certainly doing something around the town.
Yeah, well, he'll come back here most nights in any case.
Just a side note, I got 15 on my second con save.
All right. That's good.
That's good?
That is
That's
good.
sufficiently good.
Sufficiently
Okay.
good.
Feeling pretty good. Pretty tight.
Another.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I'm
Of course,
with the
of course. 2 silver, of course.
Yeah.
So you're going for a 4th?
Yep.
Yes.
You're all sculling the 4th?
Yes.
Cheers, Doctor.
Cheers, Sveta. To many
I
yourselves.
do want constitution saves.
Oh, back to my losing ways. Another 5. Oh, not another single digit.
I got a 7.
7.
Yeah. I got
Yeah,
a 5 on the
that's-
dice.
5 on the dice as well for a 6.
It's a fail.
Oh, I
What?
didn't have one.
Huh?
Oh, you didn't have
No.
have one?
It was just-
You guys have failed again. I would say that
Whew.
you now have disadvantage on all your wisdom saving throws.
Oh,
and
that's my
dexterity
best saving throw, though.
So yeah, and skill checks.
No.
Wisdom and dexterity skill checks. You still retain the advantage to your charisma ones, though.
Is there
And it might last for a bit longer now.
Is there any? We're kind of stuck here now with everybody getting hammered.
Not necessarily.
But is there any sort of like entertainment at the Hook, Line, and Sinker?
Doesn't appear to be. There's no one playing at the moment that you can see, and you cast your eye over and you can see like a small half stage, maybe, at the back end of the tavern.
We brought one. He's very good.
No, really.
The best.
Well, I
Carnelian,
think that's
go
an
and play.
invitation. He sort of,
Need to strum. Strum.
Strum
for me.
I use a bow.
strum anyway.
Bow for me. I want you to bow me like one of your frozen girls.
Okay.
This sailor's a real killer. Let me tell you something.
All right. Carnelian will.
I haven't even had the stinker yet. Sinker.
2 sinkers.
Carnelian
Tim,
will,
in real life, how much have you had to drink?
Almost 1 can of Monster. It's called method acting, all right?
Carnelian will step up to
it's fair,
the
it's fair.
stage and pull out his fiddle,
Gross.
and he will pluck the string a little to pull attention before starting something nice and upbeat.
Whilst the crowd doesn't fully stop, it does seem to sort of settle a little bit as you start to do your checks.
Ooh. That is a pluck.
That is
That's a plug.
a 24.
Boom.
Tell me, what does it sound like?
I think it is like a definitely something that you could dance to. Maybe like something that you
A jig.
So yeah, they're
Yeah.
more jaunty, a little bit more.
upbeat, happy,
Happy.
something that people would definitely want to move to.
Yeah, and you can see like
Timmy Trumpet, isn't it?
so you see initially not everyone like stops or anything like that. Everyone's sort of still talking, but it quietens down a little bit. But as you start, I'm going to say you've chosen a fairly familiar tune that most people will know. At least they'll know the tune for, if not the words.
Carnelian will definitely be keeping towards things that he knows humans and or dwarves will be familiar with.
And so you start.
Jones.
And so you start this performance, and very quickly, as you start getting into the swing of things, you can see people are stopping their conversations. They turn to you and they've started clapping along with the tune. And then there's the small impromptu dances that are happening around. Everyone's dancing with their ale in the air. Everyone seems to be singing a different song, but to the same tune. It's otherwise generally a little bit of a hodgepodge type mess, but most people seem to be having a good time. The performance is sort of carrying people through regardless.
Do I recognize the melody?
I hadn't decided on a specific melody. I kind of have like was it Charles Daniels band?
The Greg Matthews Band?
Dave Matthews.
Oh my god. Let's see if I can't
Glenn
find.
Matthews.
What is it actually?
Dave Matthews.
Dave Matthews.
Dave
Damn
Matthews
it.
Band, yeah.
Glenn Matthews.
Well,
Glenn the proprietor.
That's him. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
nice.
Glenn Matthews.
So Charles
Definitely
Daniels
not me.
is is like an American country country musician, probably most famous for the song "The Devil Went Down to Georgia."
Oh, right.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So it's- everyone seems to be somewhat familiar with it. As I said, everyone's maybe singing a different song to it, but the tune is so familiar to everyone that they've got something that seems to fit the rhythm. You know what I mean? So
I know
the
this
effect,
one.
the effect that you have then, Horatio, is that maybe you don't know the exact song, but you definitely know something that fits that timing.
I'll nod along and hum.
While everybody's enjoying their time and Glenn's probably seeing everybody starting to dance,
Yep.
he looks over and Wodun's got like one elbow on the bar, like just glaring at him with like slightly wonky eyes. And he'll
So-
pick up where Carnelian left off and say, "Tell me, Glenn, is there
Yes.
anything else gone missing around here? You got me thinking, you've lost goats.
He's sort of like,
lantern's
he does
gone.
the same thing you do, and he like has the elbow on the bar and looks at you intensely, like almost as like a mimicky sort of thing. Yes.
Now, what do you think about dwarves?"
Dwarves are great. I mean, one of the reasons why we haven't run dry is because of the dwarves nearby. I've been buying most of my ale through them.
Is that generally the feeling around town? People seem to like them.
Everyone has mixed feelings. I mean, they've been good for business for me. Good. Most dwarves will go to the tavern regardless of what town they're in, and they're good drinkers.
And where did you put the lantern, Glenn?
What lantern?
The lantern that went missing.
Oh, did the Northern Light lose its lantern?
Yeah. Where did you go? Where did you put it?
I
can
didn't
tell
have
me.
anything to do with that.
All right, you pass. Classic detective gag.
I see.
No insight check at all. Like, it's confidence.
He's like, no need.
Well,
walk
all I
into
can
the-
tell you is that I lost a couple goats, and I think the Frozen Fire Expedition lost something as well, but I can't remember.
Who are they?
It's a sort of mountaineering general store, not far from here, actually.
Oh, we're going there next.
Yeah, well, I mean,
'Cause you
maybe
don't
you can
have
ask them
blankets.
about it. Yeah, they would definitely have blankets for sale.
Perfect. So you don't think it's the dwarves?
I don't know, to be honest. I haven't looked into it myself. I lost a couple goats, which is pretty bad. I mean, it's hard to get fresh livestock for any reason up here in the 10 towns, so it's a big loss. But, I mean, I do fairly successfully here, so I should be able to buy something to replace them. I guess just the cost of being out here in the middle of nowhere, you know?
Who do you think might have done it?
I don't know. I don't know who. I mean, whoever's doing it clearly wanted the goats for some reason. I'd assume food. Don't know why they would steal the lantern outside the Northern Light. That seems a bit weird.
Did you say that the sisters lost goats as well?
No, they lost the lantern only. As far
We
as I
ate their goat.
know. Yeah, they had a goat
that's
for
right.
eating
That was
sake.
us. All right, thank you, Glenn. You've been very helpful.
Sure. What was your name again?
Wodun.
Wodun. Points over.
Oh, that's Sveta.
Svieta. We've got... Who's your little friend on stage?
Carnelian.
Carnelian. And last but not least, gentleman over there that's probably
Oh, I think he...
swaying a little bit too much.
That's Horacio. Don't
Horatio.
mind him.
He's a doctor.
Oh, well, I'm sure once he sobers up a bit, he might have a bit of a bit of call. I mean, doctors are pretty rare in these parts, actually. He looks over, he's like, cleric as well, actually, as far as I can see.
You just see the back of a guy wearing a robe. Now he's gone. He's beyond, and now he's clapping really hard. like that.
Really getting into it.
Yep.
Anything from Svieta?
No,
No? Okay.
I don't know what to do.
If I look around, is anybody like being suspicious in the pub, like looking at us or seeing me talking to the bartender or anything like that?
Make a perception check.
A perception?
Perception. You didn't fail
Oh,
your
Jesus, there it goes.
you didn't fail your con save, so you don't have disadvantage on it.
It is in fact a perception check because you passed your Constitution saving throw.
Well, you still got the check. It would have been a disadvantage. if you
no,
had
it would have been a persuasion.
Persuasion.
Perception. Do I see any soft drink?
Persuasion.
So badly.
While
Was it 10?
Wodun's...
10. Look, it's also, just to be fair, there's a lot of people dancing and moving around. It's kind of hard to see anyone that might be looking at you in particular.
While,
You don't notice anything.
Sorry, while Wodun's looking around, I'm just going to, like, sneak up beside him and be, like half an inch away from his ear and just go, "What are you looking at?"
You hear this suddenly in your ear.
Clues, Horatio.
Is there anybody in the tavern who isn't like at least somewhat engaged by Carnelian's song?
That feels like another persuasion check. While you're performing.
That
Well, same as
is
me.
a 11.
Oh, you got a higher bonus.
Nothing more than what that Wodun noticed. So, yeah, it's hard to tell. Everyone's moving, everyone seems to be dancing. It doesn't seem to be anyone that's particularly still, but it's hard to tell. You're sort of concentrating on the song.
Yeah.
I look really hard at everyone.
Well, make your persuasion check at disadvantage because you're drunk.
Show yourself!
Getting drunk, I should say.
Just stumble out into the middle of the room and just be like, "The jig is up!"
Yeah, in the middle.
See if anybody
Oh my-
like bolts.
All right, let me give you play-by-play. It was disadvantage. First roll was a 5.
Yep.
Second roll was a 3. So on a persuasion, I'm not even going to bother.
You think that kobold on stage looks really suspicious.
I knew it. Svieta was right.
Svieta, I'm sorry, would you mind showing me the way to the general store? I don't think Horatio is in any place to go shopping right now.
You go out the door, and then it's there.
Oh goodness, are you cooked as well?
I think
Well,
Sveta's
I would like another one, please.
Mechanically
Another
speaking, I
one
think
for-
she's as drunk as
Yes,
me.
she is, in fact.
I am, yeah.
You order another one. It's two silver pieces.
And I down it with gusto.
Roll me another constitution save.
I may remove more than necessary.
I can't be upstaged by my apprentice. Another drink, please.
2 silver pieces. This is great.
It disadvantage.
Not this one, no.
Oh no.
What does it say?
Oh,
Oh,
no.
that's the wrong
That's a
time.
D12.
D12, that's
You really are
probably
blind.
Oh my god.
That's cocked.
Oh, it's
go.
alright.
Hey!
You're not a
I see
write-off.
double digits.
15.
15,
15?
17.
17. Right.
Here we go.
I was going to put it at DC 16, so you don't get further intoxicated. But what about good old Wodun?
Bottoms up. 8.
Disadvantage on all of your skill checks.
What about medicine checks? I am a surgeon after all.
Good disadvantage on all skill checks.
Right.
And I'm going to say saving throws at this point as well.
I'm beyond help. Disadvantage on saving throws.
And this is probably going to last for a little while at this point.
Well, really got to move on this blanket sitch. So I'm
Why
gonna
do you
head
want the blanket so much? I
off.
gave
'Cause I
you
don't have a
one.
blanket.
You don't appreciate my gifts that I give you.
But you gave me a blanket, actually. That was before a couple of beers. I forget.
Press drunk
Forget easily.
Sveta.
Sveta starts like, she's really upset that you're rejecting a blanket gift. She did offer it.
I did forget. I have already accepted it, but I just forgot that I
Still
did that.
wants another one.
You could have my blanket, Svieta.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Do you want to buy?
Uh,
I got 2.
yes.
Here you go.
All right. It's a deal. Let's
So-
doing business with you.
In the middle of the commotion, you swap blankets.
Mine come with bonus cat hair.
Smells like home.
Smells like herbs.
I don't understand what that's saying. I put it on the door.
Reminds me of Jeffrey.
Oh my god.
And start crying.
I cried.
Sveta and Horatio start bawling their eyes out in the middle of the floor.
Cornelius just like doing his like best just to like stare at the commotion. It's just like playing on stage.
What's going on?
You shouldn't have brought up blankets.
Play harder to distract.
Let's cry out. Jeffrey, why?
Do you want me to turn into Jeffrey for you?
Oh, that might be a bit weird.
You could do that?
You'll have to tell me what he looks like. Do you have a picture?
A photograph in this
Oh, a sketch like in his pocket?
No, but I can do it. I draw one.
Yeah, draw me one.
All right.
Draw me different.
I'm going to attempt to draw a dog.
What skill would that be? Whatever it is a disadvantage. You know what?
Calligraphy!
Yeah, just roll me
might actually
just
have a
roll me
calligraphy
straight
kit.
up. Just roll me if you don't have anything in particular, roll me a straight up dexterity check. Sorry. And disadvantage.
Join us for another drink, Wodun.
All right, one more, and then we have to go.
Oh, yeah.
And Svieta, to try and work out what he is drawing, roll me an insight check at disadvantage as well.
What was the skill check, sorry?
Straight up dexterity, unless
just
you've got a
dex.
specific
No,
skill
I don't.
tool.
I don't. Oh, why did I... Maybe I'm
Oh,
wrong.
there goes that dice.
Oh, yeah, back to 4 plus 2, 6.
This messed up looking...
Oh, hang on,
like-
it might be convincing. One sec.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Insight?
Insight. Yeah.
No. Oh, yeah. It's an 11.
Okay. So you ask for this sort of picture and
Yeah.
and Horatio just like whips out a piece of paper, I assume you've got somewhere, and a pen, and it's just like this scroll that he hands over to you, and you look at it and you're like, I'm pretty sure this is a dog. But that's
It's like
all
a
I got.
potato with sticks and
Yeah.
like a triangle through it.
There is no way to discern breed. There's no way to discern age or anything like that from the
It's-
On the
picture.
upside, though, you could probably just turn into any dog and he'd think.
It's possible.
Possible. If I know maybe the breed.
It's his summer coat. It looks different in the winter.
You have no idea based on this picture.
Maybe tomorrow?
Yeah, sure, let's do that.
Oh, here. I'll be your Jeffrey tomorrow. Put the paper away. It's gonna be important later. Warden, we'll drink.
I didn't go so well on the drink. It was a 7.
Yeah. So what were you at that point? Did you have any negatives?
Yeah, one negative.
Maybe 1 negative, yeah.
Yeah, so I think now you're at the disadvantage for wisdom and disadvantage for dexterity, but still advantage for charisma saves.
Advantage.
Yeah.
Did you drink much under the mountain with that man you were talking about?
No, actually, I was only a boy.
Oh, you're under drinking age?
Yes.
8 years old?
I'd say 12, yeah.
Oh,
Not too far off.
why are you meeting men under hills?
My parents took me.
That's good.
Yes. It was for my grades and my performance at school. I'm gonna go outside and get some air.
Oh, I follow you.
Okay.
Wait!
If they're all gonna start, literally, Carnelian will like wrap up his performance
So
and do a trick where he flops his head and the hat kind of like flips off onto the stage.
I'm going to carry over your performance check from that because it was pretty good, and you just get a loud cheer as you sort of like flip as you do this wrap up and finish off, and I assume try and rapidly follow your companions outside the door.
Yeah.
The three of you, like probably arm in arm at this point, burst out of the hook, line, and sinker. You can see already that it's been maybe an hour or two since you're in here. I think I'm just going to call it that because that makes sense to me that you've been drinking for a bit. Tailed very closely by a pretty much sober Carnelian, who on the way out, I'm going to say you got a couple tips, offers for drinks, but I'm going to say
He'll remind everybody to tip your kobolds.
tip your kobolds. I'm going to say
Thank you. I won't be here very long. Tip your kobold. Toss a coin to your kobold.
I'm going to say you picked up 5 silver and 10 copper.
Very nice.
Not a lot, but these folk don't necessarily have much.
No, 5 silver and 10 copper. That's like
Couple of
3 drinks.
Yeah, exactly. You know, not a bad hour or so's work, hour and a bit.
Oh, Carnelian! A rousing performance, truly.
Just the three. I'm just imagining the three of you, like in that unlock, just all turn together and look at him and talk to him.
If he comes close, I'll drape my tail around him like, oh, you're so small. Do you know that?
Yeah, I am aware.
He's pretty tiny.
It's like a big feather boa around your neck now.
What do you guys want to do?
Wait, what are we doing again?
Well, not getting the blanket.
Wasn't there like
Oh, the blanket.
didn't like
My
the
blanket smells
mountaineering
funny.
store get robbed as well though?
Yes. We should go immediately.
Yes, detective stuff. I forgot
At
about
what
that.
point in the perpetual twilight is it?
It's probably at this point now looking to be about just past midday-ish.
Yeah, some good
better-
morning
Wow.
drinks.
Of
I mean, you
course,
spent a couple hours. Sort
of course
doing
everybody's
the
day
investigation.
drunk.
Everyone's day drunk. Yep.
Don't even know it. It's after midnight. Midnight. It's after perpetual midday somewhere.
Indeed.
It's perpetual dusk somewhere.
It's always perpetual dust somewhere. So you turn and you can see across, like, a little bit down the road, you can see the Frozen Fire Expeditions, which is sort of the adventuring / mountaineering outfitter. You head in that direction?
It's a good idea.
You start staggering in that direction, 3 people linked arms in arms, and this kobold following either behind or wrapped up in Sveta's tail.
Sveta and I are carrying each other's blankets over our shoulders.
Yes, blankets are sort of...
Carnelian is not so
everyone.
proud as to refuse a snow leopard tail.
Yeah, so soft.
It's cold, to be fair, and you start making your way to Frozen Fire Expeditions. We're just going to have to find out what happens with the party next week on Reflex Save.
We'll have to bring drinks in real life.
Torius is in here all the time. Don't worry about it. I'll get him to sign. Trovis. Trovis is in here all the time.
Just call it whatever you
I
want.
am
Dingus is here all the time.